What's up, athletes, and welcome back to Cylinder the Experiment. This is Cylinder 2. I don't remember what it's actually called. This video is going to look a little weird for you guys. I apologize. I can't use my desktop right now, so I had to use my laptop for this one. And this is a Godot game, so there's no full screen, obviously. The mystery has intrigued me these last few months. The mystery of Cylinder. Am I in a car? Cylinder. OBS isn't working on my computer, on my laptop right now, so I have to use Bandicam, which I don't really like doing because it doesn't record stuff properly. And like I said, my desktop's kind of having a little bit of an issue right now, so yeah, this is where we're at. Wow, what a strange place. I just have to investigate and get the hell out of here. Why do you have to do any of this? I don't understand why Godot doesn't launch games in full screen. Why is this machine so big? That's a good question. Like, Godot's like the one like indie engine I've seen where it seems like the devs have to make a conscious effort to launch the game in full screen, which is weird. I would have thought that that would have been like default, but I guess not. This is very hard to see for me. Ah, there we go. I don't actually have to do anything with that. Nice. Not who turned off the lights. Sound of bizarre. Why is the machine just gone? Is this a maze game? I'm not gonna do this if it's a maze game. This is really loud. Okay. But what? A very interesting decision to make the horror monster a literal cylinder. Who am I to judge? This is experiment, you will die. This is the original lab place, I guess, from the first game. I just went in a circle there. And notice I don't have to use an orb this time around. It's not him. I need to really loud. Oh, do I have to do this whole thing again? Fuck. I'm not going to be very happy if this game ends up being I have to restart from the beginning every time I die. Why does this machine just disappear? Who knows? The mind of an indie dev. Developer, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm an indie dev myself. I just find some of these indie games that I play to be odd because I just don't get it myself. But, you know what? To each their own. So, please don't be this type of game where I have to just run laps around the monster. Because I don't want to do that. I don't like that kind of game. Oh, he doesn't even spawn in. That's not good. Where do I run to? Do I have to just leave? Fuck me, man. Alright, I'm gonna give this one more shot. If I succeed, I succeed. If not, I'll just end it here. I don't really have the patience for something like this. Alright, somewhere new. Hopefully this is a sort of checkpoint. Alright, I'm in a white room. I don't like the looks of this place. I feel like I'm gonna be chased. I don't understand. Alright, developer, if you're watching this, I promise, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to understand. Why, how do I say this in a not mean way? Why release small chapters that don't really do anything? And have just a long, I guess, space in between when each chapter will come out. Look, I get it. All right, game development is hard. Trust me, I understand. I did an episodic game once too. It was hard. It was difficult. And I ended up releasing all of the chapters just once I finished all of them. And look, I get it. You're starting. I think you're starting out, right? I don't know. I shouldn't make assumptions like that. I don't know what your development experience is like. But I just don't understand why you'd go through the effort to make something, just to make like a small part of something, and not just try to make a whole, like, giant thing. Like, I understand being proud of, like, small individual accomplishments, and I equally understand that, you know, making games into chapters is a smart idea, because that's a lot easier to develop instead of having to develop a full-fledged game. But I guess what I'm trying to understand is, why bite-sized chunks like these, like the 2 Cylinder games? Is it a Godot thing, or is it just a personal preference? Because I just don't really understand why a lot of developers will do this. And again, I made a game that was a chapter-based game, and you could argue that it was bite-sized content too. I think what I did might have been just a little different, just because of how it was made. I'm not trying to say, like, oh, I'm a better dev than you. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just saying that when I did it, I think I did it just slightly different than what I see a lot of other developers do, where they'll just make these super short segments of a game and release it as like a sequel to the original game, which isn't what I did when I made a chapter game. I made a chapter, and then I advertised the next part exclusively as a chapter. If you wanted to download it, you had to go to the main game page. It wasn't like its own itch.io page. And that's just kind of what I'm trying to understand. I don't know why it took me so long to just say that. I just don't get why. I just don't get what the point is in developing a game that's only a few minutes long, and then releasing a second part and saying it's the second chapter, but it's also as its own game. If that makes sense. I'm not trying to say this to discourage you. Keep up what you're making. I do like these games for the most part. I think they're okay as games. I just don't get what the story's supposed to try to be. There's like nothing broken about them, which, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a compliment. I think it's a good thing, but it's not like I hate these games. It's just, I see potential with it, even if the monster's just this blue cylinder. But I feel like that potential just gets wasted by separating it into separate chapters that you have to download individually as different games. But maybe I don't use Godot, so if this is a Godot thing, I totally understand. I'm just confused right now. But yeah, that was Cylinder 2. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later.